cho Hmong tàu tua tàu tết theo mi cả cú yo chỉ nhận tan thoa trang đỡ cú show cho cái vì ý nhận đấy cho đó là cú yo khe tên giả và cú xã tiền chính kinh để cho Hmong và tàu ua nhỏ đồ hậu thiên trả định. Today is a very special day as we celebrate and recognize the 50th anniversary of the Hmong migration to the United States as refugees. And as I reflect back on these past 50 years, I am amazed and astonished at how much the Hmong people have accomplished, despite the oppression and the acts of genocide they have experienced for thousands of years, starting in China 3,000 plus years ago. My apologies, but before I continue, since I am limited on time, I will now be speaking in English for the remainder of my time. Nú nó yo inu chu sinh hình của bê tô tô của kỳ trong xe thanh yo cho chỉ cho xong được cho mong tôi cho thiệt tôi đâu đây cho mình cả. Thầu của xã cho chỉ cho lúc xong bê cho mong tôi nhớ đâu đây cho mình cả. Yo tiệt bê xã cho bê cho mong tích kế son nhẹ, kế cho chỉ cho, thế cho thâu từ nữa bê lúc đây chờ nhớ cho số đây tôi để lo lờ, vụ bỏ tiệt bê cho mong tôi uất tiệt tôi giả bát sơ. Cho tới thờ ở bên nó khi cho lũ tu báo thì bên hải này rồi thì bên tổ chức cái chuyện đó tóm đô hẹn lọ bên chính một bên sự của bên cái cho nó cho uo bên trồng cho bên cho lũ bên cho nó cho uo thọ chính đó là vì chỉ muốn是很多古海但从梦天米家题目等等nó cũng有海了米家 As I reflect back on these past 50 years, I am amazed and astonished at how much the Hmong people have accomplished, despite the oppression and the acts of genocide we have experienced for 3,000 plus years. Lately, I have been pondering what it means to be Hmong. Is it perhaps our genetics that makes us Hmong? Is it being born into a Hmong family? Or is it perhaps our values of community and prioritizing collective needs over individual needs? Is it about knowing how to speak the language? What does it truly mean for us to be Hmong? There's a well-known phrase in our culture, in the Hmong culture, that states, to be Hmong is to be free. I heard my parents say this as a young age, but I didn't quite understand what it meant till I was older. And as I reflect on the many ways that I am Hmong, I realize that every new generation of Hmong has had to wrestle with these same questions. And despite the challenges of extinction, we have endured and have overcome them, all of them, through reimagining and redefining what it means to be Hmong wherever we reside. This speech is dedicated to my father and all the Hmong soldiers who fought for our freedom. My father, who is a fierce and strong Hmong man, when he was 17 years of age, was recruited by General Papa and his officers to fight in the Secret War. I'm going to share with you today a memory that will stay with me forever. Growing up in a Hmong American home was not easy, and I didn't understand my parents, especially my father. I didn't understand why he was so withdrawn from his children, why he only chose to speak to us when we were in trouble or had done something bad. He always showed the side of him that was strong and determined. But I remember during my first year at college, I came back home for Christmas break and my father asked me to attend one of his ceremony sessions as he translated. During that time, Hmong translators did not exist, and their children or whoever knew how to speak English would need a translator. So now you guys know why I do a lot of work on language access and language justice, because it's so important. At that time, I had no idea that my dad was seeing a therapist and that he was struggling with depression. In my eyes, my dad had always been a pillar of strength, and I never imagined that he would need therapy. He shared his struggle with depression and the trauma that was inflicted on him during the
incredibly great. We are better because of you. And so this proclamation is not only recognizing this 50th celebration, this proclamation is also a thank you. Thank you for what you have provided our state, because Wisconsin is now better than it could ever be. And so here is to not just celebrating and recognizing the 50 years that this community came to Wisconsin, to many more ahead. So thank you. And with that, I want to just quickly read the proclamation, which it says, 2025 marks the 50th anniversary of the Hmong people arrival to the United States, following their courageous service alongside of American forces during the secret war in Laos, with their journey reflecting the history of extraordinary resilience in the face of displacement, persecution, and resettlement. And since arriving to the U.S.,
the support of the United States of America or U.S. government, the Lao government or the Hmong troop under the Legion power, we will not be able to fight the regular North Vietnamese troop. But with the support of the U.S. government and the CIA, we, the Hmong, the Lao, the Khmer, the Mien, and many minority groups be able to fight then till against the regular North Vietnamese troop for 15 years. Anyway, when the U.S. withdraw from Laos, we lost our country. But we also want to thank the U.S. government for brought us into this country. 50 years and today, May 10 is the 50 years of the Hmong, the Lao, the Khmer, the Mien, and many ethnic groups come to America. On behalf of the late Ramphal family, the Hmong community in the United States, we would like to thank our elected officials.
nhá xá là cái luật xong tới ở trong tự nhiên bỏ gì nhá thì nó nói lại
Thầy của nó này, nhau tại của nó này, cho nên là sẽ nó chụp như vậy.